Jai Guruji, Shukrana Guruji, Antam Shukrana Guruji, Shukrana Sangatji for everything. Uh, I think this is my first satsang since I've moved to the US in pandemic. Number 7. Aaj ka satsang is special because number 7 is very special, which I used to hear, but I got more connected to number 7 after being connected to our Somerset Mandir. So, Shukrana to my two beautiful kids, Ishwarya and Suraj. So 7 years ago, 16th of August 2016 is when we actually got our green card. Again, this was not decided or wanted by me at all. I was very happily living in Dubai. In June 2016, I just had a word with my daughter, being a communicative mom. I said, next, bas ek saal reh gaya. She was in a British school, which is 13 years of schooling. She was in 12th grade. I said, bas ek saal reh gaya, uske baad hum sab London move ho jayenge. He used to live in London and being a UK citizen herself. She's like, who's going to London? I'm going to America. And I'm sorry, Guruji, being a crude Punjabi, Guruji's child. I said, Punjab, US, they're pure in that? Why will we be going to US? I said, I'm not going to the US. So we very briefly lived in California as well. And kids had a very good childhood. Before she was going to high school, I moved back to Dubai because I wanted to raise my kids with my family, my parents, my siblings, and everybody. So and I just told her, I said, Bache, if you want to go to the US, I'm holding a green card, approved green card, let me get it stamped. Children being children, I don't know. I'm going to America. And my instant jawab was, so Bache, you are going this year? And then she's like, I'm not going this year, I'm going next year. I said, no, I'm not paying for another school fees for, again, schools are private in Dubai. So I said, I'd rather pay for your college fees instead of your high school fees. And she was completely, no, mom, you're spoiling my career, this, that, and all. We were not prepared. And just to let my Guru Parivar know, I had lost their dad in a tragic car accident where I survived and he passed away in 2008. So being the only parent, it becomes very, it's scary in terms of kuch galti na ho. And my kids have been the oldest grandchildren in the family, so there was nobody that we could be following. And me being the black sheep of the family, I'm always looked by why she's doing this. What is her mission? So why she's going to America instead of London? Because she has her base there and all that stuff. Bachon ne kaha hai. And I believe बच्चे भगवान का रूप होते हैं. अपने बच्चों की सुने. अगर आपने बच्चों पे अपने काम किया है और उन्होंने अच्छी परवरिश ली है, उनके मुझ से हमेशा सही बात भगवान बुलवाते हैं. ये मेरा पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस है. So 2016, June to August, how did we land here? I started my process. I started writing to the immigration and they are like, you need to get your police reports done and schedule an appointment. So again, little complicated. Born in Kuwait, British citizen, living in UAE. My file went to 2 different countries, pehle Kuwait, fir London. Fir on a last minute, the way I was chasing them, I just got a call during, I think, 12th of August. And they asked me, Ms. Rai, you have been chasing us, what's going on? I said, my daughter needs to go to college and I need to enter as the LPR. I use the right terminology, reason being I understood the immigration pretty well. I used to consult in that. So they're like, okay, are you prepared with everything? I wasn't. I said, yes. And she's like, okay, tomorrow Abu Dhabi, 8 a.m. Believe me, Sangat ji, मेरे पास कुछ भी preparation नहीं थी, कोई paperwork भी हाथ में, medical नहीं था, कुछ भी नहीं. मैंने urgency में सारा कराया. Luckily, Dubai offers us all those services, VIP and all that, instant and all those things. So I could do all those reports and all those, and landed. And I don't think most of the people know, I was almost 85% deaf till 2017, uh, which I realized much later in life. But 2017, then I got operated for my thing. So while I was interviewing, I still remember my kids were in the interview room, and while she was talking to me, most of the things I could not even understand what she was asking me, because devices have to be kept out and stuff like that. So Ishwarya, she's here right now. She helped me. And I had never come to New Jersey earlier. My daughter had. And she was very clear, again, manifestation. She had Empire States painting in our room, and she used to say, I'm going to be in New York, while she was a little girl. हो गया 12 को हुआ, 13 14 को हमें पासपोर्ट्स मिले, 16 को स्वराज का मिला, आई थिंक माइनर का ज़्यादा होता है. 18th और 19th we were here to drop her to Rutgers, from where our journey started. And I was very clear. I learned at a very young age from my Mr. G, my uncles, that बच्चे हमारा फ़र्ज़ हैं, हमारी ड्यूटी है, डिटैचमेंट के साथ रहना चाहिए, और हमने उनके साथ कहना, you are for me and I'm for you, that's it, there's no second person. So Ishwarya, again, going to this, Shukrana to each and every person who helped me, my brother in Long Island, Sanjay and Chinu Bhabi, Sheru over here has been a great help, because he knew me from before, to get me a house in 2020. Again, that's another thing. 2016, the way she started her undergrad in Seton Hall, dropped her. But then I was very clear. I had already, thought about my son going to a boarding school. Then 2017, my son came here. And my parents used to always say, "Jaake bachche de naal raho." And I'm like, "Bachcho ki apni zindagi hai. They're going to move on, they're going to go on." And my dad used to always say, "No, go and stay with your kids." I said, "No, I retire in Dubai. Dubai is my place. If not London, Dubai is my place." And Sangaji, trust me, I was not ready to leave Dubai. Guruji's plan again. नींबू की तरह निचोड़ते हैं. बीच में I would say साल में 8 महीने में literally 7-8 महीने यहाँ रहती थी. रिमोटली काम करती थी, घूमती फिरती थी, सारे सत्संग में जाती थी, बच्चों का जो भी होता था वो करती थी और वापस चली जाती थी. I was maintaining my Dubai home too. 2020 I went for work to India and I got stuck in the lockdown. Everybody kept saying, "Pooja, lockdown हो जाएगा." I said, "Flu हर जगह होता है, London, हमेशा flu का season आता रहता है, क्या होगा?" And all of a sudden the way lockdown happened. That lockdown literally was my nichorna. I was at my mama's place for a good 6.5 months. No flights were open. I could only travel to 2 different countries, London and US, because of my residencies. UAE had stopped residents to come except the citizens. मैंने जितने सत्संग लॉकडाउन में किए हैं, मैं दुबई में तो हम करते ही थे. I mean, it's unbeatable. And I still remember that मैं ऊपर से नीचे आती थी. My mommy used to say, my mommy's name is also Seema. She used to always say, "तू इतनी खुश कैसे है?" Because everybody was so दुखी. Lockdown, everybody was so दुखी in India. बस क्योंकि ऐसा लगता था कि फिर मुझे उसमें समझ आया कि कैसे हम सब डिस्कनेक्ट हो जाते हैं एक दूसरे से. बाहर की दुनिया में कनेक्ट होके हमारी अपनी फैमिली में वो कनेक्शन नहीं हो पाता, क्योंकि हम बाहर की वो शोर में इतने गुम जाते हैं कि हमें घर की साइलेंस चुभती है. So she's like, "तू इतनी खुश कैसी है? क्या करके आई है ऊपर से?" ऐसे सत्संग सुन रही थी. सत्संग से क्या होता है? ऐसे लगाओ. I have no answer for these things. No flights. Flights were opening 3 minutes. Flights closed. Flights closed. So I came eventually in an evacuation flight in one suitcase with no proper clothes, nothing. But I शुक्राना गुरुजी कि मैं अपने बच्चों के पास हूँ. मैंने इतनी माफ़ी मांगी अपने मन में ये कहते हुए कि मैं कभी नहीं कहूँगी मुझे ये चाहिए, ये करना है, मैं यही करूँगी. आप जहाँ रखोगे मैं वहाँ खुश रहूँगी. आपकी रज़ा में राज़ी. और उस टाइम, especially when you have lost your loved one, जो आपके पास बच जाते हैं, आपको वैल्यू इतनी होती है और आपको यही लगता है कि what if you can't meet them again. And the way it was being shown कि न्यूयॉर्क में लोग मर रहे हैं, it was scary as hell. That's where my journey for US started 3 years ago. And I landed here in New Jersey. I had no clue how will everything transpire the way it has. So Ishwarya graduated in 2020. She took a gap year because she was going and joining EY. The satsang is for Shukrana from Ishwarya's side, me as a mother, because मैं अपनी duty कर पाई. So एक साल का जो उसने gap वो grad school का नहीं किया था, EY पे करना था, EY pushed back. Sorry, pandemic. Join after 6 months. And she's like, Mom, what do I do? I said, do what your heart always desired. Go and apply for non-profit or UN. She's like, I just finished the application. And Sangaji Aishwarya was the only one who was the intern at the UN at that point of time. So she worked at UN so dedicatedly, amazingly. I mean, she loved it. When she went into EY, she hated it, though she was being paid. But while she was doing that, she's like, I'm going to apply for my grad school. Sure. So me, Suraj goes back to his finishing boarding school upstate. So supporting the child and seeing what to do over here. Don't know. Aishwarya gets into all the Ivy Leagues as we had, desired. And that was my dream, because that was her dad's vision for his kids, as he could not make to Harvard and Kellogg in 2004, despite of making in London School of Business and INSEAD and other schools, but he was very focused. He's like, मैं नहीं गया, मेरे बच्चे जाएंगे. So एक चीज़ होती है आपकी लाइफ में ना, कुछ बातें एको करती हैं जो आपको लगता है आपकी लाइफ के मिशंस हैं. तो मेरे मन में एक चीज़ थी कि she should go to an Ivy, at least for her dad's sake, So she made me proud. She went to Yale. She finished her master's in economics. Before she could graduate, Princeton in Africa approached, and she got into, again, humanitarian work. She just returned back 10 days ago from Kenya. And she's Guruji's child. मेरा शुक्राना सबसे पहले गुरुजी को है, मुझे एक इंट्यूटिव मदर बनाने के लिए. मेरे को सब कहते थे, जो मेरे पुराने दोस्त थे लंदन में, कि आपने सरेंडर नहीं किया है. मेरी एक बहुत खास फ्रेंड है ऋतु, again an attorney. She had to, a lot of attorneys working under her, and she always said, Pooja, you haven't surrendered to God. And I said, Ritu, what does surrendering means? I am just doing what is left behind after him. And she's like, surrender means you let the universe show you the ways, and it happens automatically. Could you control him leaving? I said, no. He's like, you haven't surrendered. So संगत जी, मेरी सरेंडरिंग गुरुजी के यहाँ बहुत मुश्किल से हुई है. मैं बहुत अड़ियल हूँ, आसान नहीं हूँ, हर चीज़ को लॉजिकल माइंड से सोचती हूँ. मैं एक कर्म योगी घर से आती हूँ. We believe more in कर्म than धर्म. So हमेशा लगता था काम प्रधान है, कर्म प्रधान है, तो अपने काम करें हम पहले. तो मैं गुरुजी के पास कैसे कनेक्ट हुई, एक लाइन में बताऊंगी. As if I was going for a Pilates class to change my lifestyle, because on Friday सत्संग होते थे, और Friday मेरे बच्चे लेट उठते थे, और मुझे बड़ी hollowness होती थी कि, being by myself. So I called up my cousin, Amit Sahani, who connected me to Guruji, Shukrana Amit, and I said, आज सत्संग कहाँ है? Instant connection नहीं था, because हम नवी संगत थे, तो एक एक के घर पे होता था. तो मैंने एक स्पेशल दिन पे जब सत्संग अपने घर रखा, बिलीव मी संगत जी, मैंने आज तक जिसके लिए जो अरदास की है, मेरे आंखों के सामने पूरी हुई है. मेरे अपने बहुत काम रुके हुए हैं, बहुत सारे, but I feel there's something in making. That's the reason it's being delayed. And शुक्राना शुक्राना शुक्राना, जो हुआ उसके लिए बहुत शुक्राना, जो नहीं हुआ उसके लिए तो अंतम शुक्राना, क्योंकि वो मेरे लिए नहीं था. इसलिए I would always tell everybody that surrendering and literally nirswat seva for your family is the first thing. I never believed in doing for outsiders and having those goody points. I always believed in doing for the family. It shows. I am so content, and I would say 7 साल पहले पहली दफ़ा मैंने अपनी बैग को ऐसे शायद किया था, कहते हुए कि मैंने अपनी बेटी पढ़ा दी. आज का सत्संग भी वही था कि ए ना जाए मैं चली जावां. I had that incident when I was literally doing a barter with God and saying, you need one person, has to be me, not him. I can't survive on my own. How will I raise these 2 kids? Single digit, 4 and 9. I didn't see my kids for months because I used to get anxious and I was not in a good state, saying कि कैसे होगा, और प्लीज़ फैमिली कम्स फर्स्ट, पार्टनर्स के साथ प्यार कीजिए. जिस घर में आदमी अपनी औरत को लक्ष्मी और औरत अपने आदमी को भगवान मानती है, वो घर अपने आप स्वर्ग बन जाता है. मंदिर में हमें पावर मिलती है, ऐसी पावर मिलती है जिसमें हम अपने अंदर से साथ कनेक्ट होते हैं. एटलीस्ट मेरा इंट्रोस्पेक्शन गुरुजी के साथ होता है. आज मैं सत्संग यहाँ शायद पहली दफ़ा दे रही हूँ, पर मेरी गाड़ी चलाते चलाते, बात करते करते इससे सत्संग होते हैं. एंड ट्रस्ट मी, कभी मैं गलत बात सोचती हूँ या तो मेरा पैर मुड़ जाता है या कुछ गलत हो जाता है. दैट्स अ इंस्टेंट थिंग. सो कर्मा है, और मैंने अगर इतनी बड़ी चीज़ भोगी है जो मैं मानती हूँ, मेरे पिछले जन्मों का कर्म है. तो मैं जब भी गुरु जी के सामने मत्था टेकती हूँ, यही कहती हूँ, मुझे माफ़ करो, मुझे चंगे लोगों नाम मिलाओ. क्योंकि जब आप किसी बंदे से मिलते हो जिसके साथ आपकी एनर्जी मैच नहीं करती, आप गलती ज़रूर करेंगे, आपके कर्म ज़रूर बनेंगे. इसलिए आपकी एनर्जी क्लीन रहनी बहुत ज़रूरी है. तो मैं हमेशा गुरुजी से यही मांगती हूँ, और कई बार लोगों को डराती हूँ कि मुझसे डरो, क्योंकि मैं सिर्फ उन्हीं के साथ जुड़ना चाहती हूँ जिनके साथ मेरी वाइब्रेशन मैच करे. थैंक यू गुरुजी फॉर एवरीथिंग. शुक्राना.